Here we have Solana, Sol versus the dollar, of course, being requested from Mr. Benjamin Walker, who can now afford it due to his Solanas, as well as the witches living in New York City as well, apparently. Anyways, with that said, you got to respect the witches, otherwise they will fucking hex you. And I'm not making a joke on that one. They certainly have on me. Yep, I've gotten Wingardium Leviosa all throughout my fucking eyes. Anyways, with that said, what do we see over here? Well, it looks like we actually did nearly hit our $220 target. Yeah, we did have it actually 218 is where I had it right there, 218 and a half or so, and we came about $2 shy evenly of that, coming out of the prior 2.272 base, which is, well, typically going to be a short-term consolidation and stop and reverse point. In this case right here, do we see that on the hourly? I mean, yeah, we've already seen a little bit of downside right there, but that is an hourly after all. I mean, the 4 hour just looks like continuation. This is quite literally continuation. 4 hour RSI tells the story on this one. Hidden bullish divergence yet again to new all-time highs on increasing and expanding volatility. 4 hour jewel, once again with upside curvature. Dare I say this one probably has already played out the pullback. That is fucking insane. Now, I do need to come up with an invalidation point for this because this one's very extended. Like, make no mistake about it. This is fucking extended right here. But it's another good signal for the general market. Now, where would I start to say that this is going to be invalidated for further continuation to the upside? Below 170. Below 170 on a 4 hour. Now, going over here to a 12 hour, this is, again, obviously continuation. Hidden bullish evidence confirmed on that last local low. Volatility continues to expand right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one actually go on a bit of a tear over the next... am I going to fucking say this right now? Over the next couple of weeks, but... I mean, 265 to... This really is similar to Ethereum in 2017. 265 to 350, which is actually where Ethereum did kind of top out first before playing out like a 70% downside move. Just for what it's worth, you might want to be aware of that. Anyways, going over here to a daily, what do we see? Continuation yet again. You know, this thing is really, really fucking hot, but technically speaking, it doesn't even have bearish evidence possible right now, unless if we do close, let's say the daily below below $200. If you see a daily closure below $200, that'd be a pretty damn good sign that this one probably does reverse from here, and this is going to be a pullback first before a try higher. Daily BBWP approaching 100 percentile, but still not necessarily there. 96 percentile right here. I'd really look for it to get pretty much exactly to 100 percentile before I do start to call tops on this one. So two ways that I'd be looking for a bit of a short-term reversal. On the 4 hour, it's not very helpful actually. It's actually less helpful than the daily, but below 170, I would be calling that, looking for moves back down to like 130 to 140-ish region. Daily, with any sort of a closure today below about 190 or 195 would look pretty damn good for a bit of a pullback first before any sort of long-term continuation. However, if we go over to the weekly, I'm curious if this one looks any different. Now, not a little bit too young to get too much of anything on this one. 3-day, very, very extended right here. Even the 3-day BBWP is hitting highs right there. So I really think that this one's very, very close here. But dare I say, this one probably does print maybe another new all-time high before the inevitable pullback. And then again, you know, on a pullback for this one, it's probably just going to be, well, probably just gonna be another higher low on like a medium or higher term time frame. Daily is trending above the topside trolling band for the 1, 2, 3, working on 4 days in a row now. ADR is not in an area that you want to see it in if you do want to remain generally bullish on this one right here. For the short term, you know, whenever we've hit, well, actually, no, I can't say that. Whenever we've hit an ADR like this, it has actually, in some cases, been a continuation. That is an indication of very, very strong trend. But when we look at PMAR over here, I mean, that is, let's see, is this in corrective areas? Somewhat, yes. I mean, this was a correction right here. This was certainly a correction right here. So it is in corrective area, yes. But I would be unwilling to call a high on this one, or at least like a, you know, a short-term high on this one, as long as it's trending above the topside trend band, and that is actually at $200 for today. So as long as it's above there, I am, I guess, looking towards those further upside targets. It sounds a little bit crazy, but I guess no one's made too much money betting against Sam coins in the last however long it's been around. Daily Stokes, again, that will actually turn down below $200. So not only would we lose the topside trolling band, but we'd also see Daily Stokes turn down around. That'd probably be a good warning signal that this one will reverse from that price point and play back down, you know, into the mid 100s. 12 hour. Same thing, 209. So it is suggesting, you know, it either continues on from here or we will see the pullback exactly from this region. It's probably not too helpful of a statement. And 4 hour Stokes actually showing right around that 170 level or so. So, fucking extended chart, man. But when you are on these parabolic blow off tops, which this one certainly is approaching, well, I found it's best to not guess where the high is before you actually see it. So I suppose I do cautiously still look for a little bit more upside in this case. I know it sounds crazy, and again, when this one reverses, it'll be like Bitcoin, where it'll just dump to fucking hell, like you know, like you've never expected. and then probably spend some time, consolidating for a while. But for right now, still pretty damn good. And hopefully that was helpful for Solana's.